Panther people, what up? We're talking about how other teams seemingly are trying to jump ahead of the Panthers for this year's draft. And also, we're going to do a mock draft with trades. Panther people, what's going on? Phil Perkins here. Thanks for joining. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe, spread the word. Also, if you have any thoughts on what's been going on or not going on in the Panthers community, make sure to type it down in the comments below. It's a beautiful place to be. Adam Schefter and other insiders reporting that Malik Willis, no surprise, is going to be visiting with the Atlanta Falcons and your Carolina Panthers next week for an official visit. Each team has only a certain amount of players they can bring into the facility so they can chat with them a little bit more after seeing him in the Senior Bowl, the Combine, his pro day. It looks like they want to hang with him yet again. And according to Jonathan Alexander from the Charlotte Observer, when it comes to three players that the Panthers are really keen on, it looks like it's going to be Malik Willis out of Liberty University, Evan Neal out of University of Alabama, and Ike Ekwonu out of North Carolina State. So if any of those three guys are available at 6 overall, they're going to be pouncing on any three of those. But again, put the banner up here. It is lying season. So we don't know whether the Panthers are actually feeling this or they're just putting up a ruse and actually want someone to trade up. We're going to be talking a little bit about that to try to get one of these quarterbacks so they can hopefully get the left tackle that they actually want. Speaking of the front office, Joe Marino from the Draft Network. He also hosts a Bills podcast. He also lives in the Charlotte area. I do trust his judgment when it comes to this team and team building. He had a pretty good article on his website. Again, this is not an ad. Pretty good article on his website about how he would build the Carolina Panthers in the offseason. And they seemingly have been doing what he's been saying, like building through the free agency to build up that offensive line. But recently, in a mock draft that he posted sometime this week, he had a bit of a back and forth with coaches, with people, fans, and he dropped some knowledge that got me a little concerned and slightly confused. But Joe Marino has to say, I've recently gained insight that has me all the way out on this coaching staff. What the hell does that mean? He says, he then clarifies, all the way out. I have zero belief that this is the right coaching staff, which then goes contrary to what most people have been saying about the way this coaching staff has been built. Beforehand, Matt Rule, who had zero NFL experience as a head coach or as a coordinator, brought in a bunch of college guys, a bunch of guys who basically would listen to him. And then after he gassed most of those people, most importantly, Joe Brady, who had never been an offensive coordinator ever, even in the college or the pros. He was the passing coordinator. He wasn't the offensive coordinator at LSU. But then Matt Rule basically picked up what seems like almost 200 years of NFL experience with some of the guys bringing in on the coaching staff. You're hearing this from a guy who not only lives in Charlotte, but is plugged in. It's kind of weird. It's kind of concerning. It's like, what is he hearing about this coaching staff, whether it's just Matt Rule or its surrounding staff, guys who have been, their praises have been sung by as players as gigantic in the league as Aaron Rodgers when it comes to the offensive line coach. We thought that seemed to be, a pretty good fix with Coach Camby fixing the offensive line. We thought, he's the right guy. A lot of hoopla about who he is as a person. Ben McAdoo, we're hearing about how, he helped Eli Manning almost resurrect his career before then ending his career when he became the head coach of the New York Giants. Steve Wilks, who a lot of people didn't think had a fair shot as the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He is now back as our defensive back coach. So, these all seem like well-respected NFL guys, so I don't know what he is referring to in terms of the coaching staff, whether it's just Matt Rule or maybe Matt Rule. I don't know. Maybe he's got that, BDE in the coach's room, and despite all their NFL experience, they're still being told that they need to listen to him no matter what. His word, at the end of the day, his 2 years of NFL experience word weighs more than theirs. These people with this wealth of NFL knowledge, I don't know what it is. He didn't really explain more after that. Maybe he had some hits with some local radio stations, WFNZ, or maybe with the Kyle Bailey show, and he expelled on that knowledge. But right now, that has me a little worried. Who's not worried? General Manager Scott Fitterer. That guy just keeps on moving. The blue lights are keep lighting, and he's just making deals. He's still not done trying to load up on this team, trying to put the team in the best position entering the draft. April 28th, which I just realized is my wedding anniversary for this year's NFL draft. So it's going to be a romantic live stream. But the Panthers picking up cornerback Chris Westry. He is a pretty big dude. He's like 6'4", over 220 pounds. He seems to be really, for what I'm understanding, more of a camp body. Not a camp body, but more of a special teams guy. But he's got the physical attributes that a Matt Rule, Scott Fitterer team likes to build around. So, welcome to Carolina. We'll see what's up. We'll see how you do. Hopefully you don't play that much, because that means either J.C. Horn or Dante Jackson, or maybe if Stephon Gilmore gets re-signed. That means if you're playing, that means something's wrong with them. New Orleans Saints, and this is from Adam Schefter and basically every insider out there, sent their 18th pick, a 3rd round, a 7th round pick of this year, next year's 1st, and a 2024 2nd round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Saints have now received the 16th overall pick, the 19th overall pick, and a 6th round pick. So, the Eagles, we don't need to discuss them right now. They're basically what you're seeing right now. They have 2 first-round picks next year. People are saying that most likely is to try to, couple them together and then move up in the draft in what should be, a very deep, in terms of quality class when at the quarterback position. There's literally, what it looks like, it seems like if every team needs a quarterback, they might be able to get one. Hypothetically, the Saints could get their 16th and 19th overall pick, trade it with the New York Giants, and then they would be then picking ahead of the Carolina Panthers. The Giants, who are clearly in a rebuild mode right now with a new head coach, they get 2 first-round picks so they can add more blue-chip players to their team. That's what they need when you're a team that is struggling right now and you need to build. That just makes a lot of sense for both parties. So who, hypothetically, could the Saints be targeting at number 5? Could it be an offensive lineman? Teron Armstead has just bounced. He's with the Miami Dolphins now. Could they be targeting, whether it's Ike Ekwonu? Could it be Evan Neal? Could it be Charles Cross? Could it be one of those guys? Or they don't have a quarterback right now. Taysom Hill is a friggin' tight end a la Tim Tebow style. Jameis Winston is back, and he has shown improvement. Like, it was kind of a bummer when he got hurt, and then he was out, and then they were in that QB carousel there. So could they be looking at a Kenny Pickett? Could they be looking at a Matt Corral? Could they be looking at a Malik Willis, who seems to be pulling at the heartstrings of Carolina Panthers fans? So if that happens, hypothetically, they take one of the quarterbacks off the board, whether it's Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis. Let's say it's Malik Willis. You, as a Panthers fan, let me know in the comments below, would you be okay if the Panthers then settled for what many recall as a more NFL-ready quarterback in Kenny Pickett? Or would you want them to be like, you know what? That's one quarterback off the board. That means one of these left tackles, these seemingly franchise left tackles, are still available. I personally like Ike Ekwonu. Not only is he from Charlotte, the guy just seems to be a monster. Evan Neal, I don't know. He's mild-mannered, which is not bad. It's good to be mild-mannered. You want to be calm under pressure, but I want a dog. And I think that's what they want to build here with the Panthers. A rough downhill running type style. You got the Dante Foreman down they picked up in free agency. Hey, while he has been getting hurt, Christian McCaffrey can run between the tackles. Add a monster in terms of Icky. I feel like that'd be a great fit in terms of the scheme of this offense. So if they take a quarterback, would you want them to take the other quarterback B, whether it's Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, depending on who they pick? Or do you want them to, stick and pick, draft a left tackle, or, third option, trade back, get some more picks, get maybe a 2nd or 3rd. They have more, throwing of the darts at the board at the moment, and then maybe get another type left tackle, whether it's Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa, and then maybe Sam Howell or Desmond Ritter in the 2nd round if they're still there. Let's do a mock draft. I think this is my 3rd or 4th mock draft, but Pro Football Focus have added a new feature, and maybe we see this on draft night, that you can actually trade players on your roster to the other team for more picks to make it more enticing. And we all know the Panthers don't have much draft capital, so unless it's a 6th pick overall, there's really not much the Panthers can give another team instead of future picks to try to move down in the draft, accumulate more day 2 picks, because right now they have 0. So the best option is to trade players themselves. So let's see if the Houston Texans would want to trade. So they got the 13th overall pick. They give us their 13th, 37, 80. We give them 6 and a player. Who is that player? Probably the most mocked player to be traded in this offseason, and that's Christian McCaffrey. And they are not interested in trading for that pick. Not even close. They do not want it. Let's see if we just offer it. And they took it! We probably could have gotten more. Oh, I don't like that. Let's go Raymond. Boom. And let's see if any of the quarterbacks stick around in the second round. Not seeing them getting taken at this moment. So Kenny Pickett just got picked with the 36th pick. And I think Sam Howell also got picked. Sam Howell got picked up by the Detroit Lions. So there might not be any quarterbacks left. Desmond Ritter. All right. So you got Desmond Ritter and Matt Corral. Little story here. We were in Hilton Head, South Carolina. I saw a family in Ohio. Baker Mayfield had just been verbally disgruntled after the Browns picked up Deshaun Watson. So I was thinking, maybe the Panthers could be in the mix to get Baker Mayfield on the cheap. This family from Ohio said that don't mess with Baker. Don't mess with Baker. You should be focusing on Desmond Ritter. And of course, Ohio people, Cincinnati in the Final Four this year. He's a seasoned starter. He is an athletic freak at about 6'4". He's running a 4.5, less than that. He's got an interesting delivery in terms of the football, but clearly he's a leader. He is a winner. He's confident in himself. I'm going to trust the people in Ohio and some of the draft nicks. And it's a second-round pick. If it doesn't work out, next year's draft is going to be stocked with NFL-type talent that the Panthers could take yet another shot. And that's exactly what Scott Fitterer says is his style. Just keep throwing darts, baby. So Desmond Ritter, come on down. From a Wildcat to a Panther. You're a Wildcat Panther. Talk about physical attributes. So here it says, Kirby Joseph, 6 feet, wingspan of 6'8". We like measurables, people. So Kirby, come on down. So him and Jeremy Chin wreaking havoc. Or Xavier Woods, them together. Could be a pretty good matchup. And then you got Jeremy Chin down the box playing linebacker where he thrived as a rookie. Let's get Chris Paul out of Tulsa. Boom. Now, we got the power back out of Dante Foreman, so I'm really not going to be drafting any running backs right now because at this point, actually, we might have to draft another running back because I just just traded away Christian McCaffrey. So we got Dante Foreman. Amir Abdullah's gone. We got Chuba Hubbard. We need somebody else. In the 5th round, who can we try to get? Zaquandre White, shout out South Carolina, winning the women's NCAA championship. Brap. Yeah, let's get Zaquandre White. 6'1", 215. So we want to be a downhill running team. You got Dante Foreman, and you got a guy like White. You would not want to be playing the Panthers in a close game late in the 4th quarter, assuming that it's a close game. Let's hope it's a close game. Not as many blowouts this year. So come on down. Take a look at the grades we got early on. These are the guys who you're assuming are going to be starters in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round, okay? So we traded Christian McCaffrey. He is now with the Houston Texans and Davis Mills. Stanford guys. It might just work out. So we got their 13th, 37th, and 80th pick. And with those picks, we got Bernhard Raymond, who could be the left tackle of the future. We got Desmond Ritter, who's going to have some competition or give competition to Sam Darnold. Maybe could be ending up as a starter. He does, to me, seem like an alpha dog, so he could take that up. He seems like a different kind of leader compared to Sam, who's kind of California cool. A little bit too cool in our opinion. And then Kirby Joseph. And so, I think that they gave us good marks there. Chris Paul, another adding some depth there on the offensive line. Zaquandre Wright, they didn't seem to like that, but I like it. We need to add some depth into our running back room. DeMarco Jackson, Jaquan Thornton. How is that a B+ average? That makes absolutely no sense, but that's okay. So, let me know how you guys feel about this mock draft. How have you used the PFF mock draft and started trading players? Are you trading away Christian McCaffrey? Is there anybody else? We probably also could have sent away Sam Darnold. Maybe then draft another quarterback to have all rookie NFL quarterback room. Maybe pick up a free agent veteran, a la Ryan Fitzpatrick to kind of lead the way. But anyways, let me know how your mock drafts have been doing. Are you doing them online? Do you like it? Is it like a pastime of yours? It's kind of an issue for me at work, not going to lie. It's a great time waster. Maybe I should go out for a walk or something. That might improve my life a bit better than these online mock drafts. Let me know how you feel about what the Saints have been doing. Are you a little bit nervous? You think next we're going to be getting an update from Adam Schefter saying that they have now traded to the 5th overall pick, and now the Panthers are in a frenzy. Let me know how you feel. Make sure to like, subscribe, spread the word. Talk to you guys soon.